is the Flex Network. Flex on everybody.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the Flex Network. I'm your host, Flex Shane. You can follow me on Twitter at the Flex Network 1. Today, I'm joined by the man that everybody is thankful for, Brandon Adam. You can follow him on Twitter at Brandon D Adam19. Brandon, it's been a while. How the hell are you doing, man?
Man, it has been a while. It's been great. Thanksgiving was good. Family's good. Everybody's healthy, happy. You know, I like this holiday season because football starts to get really important in these, and we start seeing run games getting established in this cold weather. And nothing better than seeing these running backs just run people over. It's the best.
Look, we were taking heat to start the season. We said we had JT too high in our rankings. We were taking him at the end of that first round. In some drafts, I took him earlier. I was feeling the heat, but guess what? Against the number one Russian defense in the league last week, fade him at your own peril. Jonathan Taylor smashed slates.
Smashing.
And here's the funny thing. He's actually got Tampa Bay, which is one of the toughest. For the first half of the season, they were the toughest matchup. You're starting Jonathan Taylor. Really, the question is, are you starting him in season long? But Brandon, we have 3 weeks left before the fantasy football playoffs. It is do or die time. Don't mess around, ladies and gentlemen.
Yep. Play your studs. Always, always, always. We know who the studs are, especially like that's why they're studs. They can overcome matchup. They can overcome all these things, and that's why you have to play those guys. Live and die by your studs this time of the year. I know people want to mess around and play matchups. I cost myself a win by doing that a couple weeks ago. I sat Matt Ryan, and that was the week that he blew up. And I sat him for I think it was Carson Wentz, but Matt Ryan exploded, and I lost that matchup by like 6 points, and I would have won.
Here's the thing.
It's just what it is, man. You do that to yourself sometimes.
Yeah. Here's the thing about Matt Ryan, though, man. Like he's been a pumpkin the last 2 weeks. Like he's put up 4 or 5 points.
I know.
Like, total. It's been bad. It's been bad. But listen, this is.
I feel bad for that offense.
Fantasy football. Absolutely.
Yep.
So you had a nice Thanksgiving with the fam?
Yeah, man, definitely did. I ate so much food. I still am full. Like now, I'm like still digesting how much food we had. It was incredible. Football was shit in the morning, and then the Vegas game and Dallas game was fun. And I told you before the game even started, early that morning, Pollard was going to erupt. When Lamb sat out, When Lamb sat out, I sent you a text. And I was like, Lamb is out. Pollard is going to erupt. Play him. And look what happens. He should have had 2 TDs. I put that bet out there in FanDuel for prop. I missed on it by that stupid. I can't believe it. Like that close. And
man.
That would have been nice. That was like a $50 bet on that one. So that would have been a good one, but very close. But you know, what have we been saying about Zeke? What have we been saying about this man? Like Pollard is the real deal, man. And people need to understand dynasty players. If you aren't trying to acquire Pollard, you're out of your mind. Remember what Austin Eckler looked like behind Melvin Gordon? Do you remember what that looked like? Pollard is that next Austin Eckler. And just watch. Get him.
Yeah, so Tony Pollard, and here's the thing, right? I mean, look, he's not on waiver wires. He was one of those guys that had standalone value. He wasn't just a pure handcuff. So he's pretty much rostered in every league.
You got to trade for him. Like in Dynasty, I would even go, if you're like a really high-end team in your league, I would even throw a late first for him, easy, just to get him, because he is going to be worth double that in about a year. Zeke is not going to stay healthy. He's had too many carries. It's coming. I know his age is okay, but he's got a lot of carries on him, even, like heavy workloads. And
Brendan, the Dallas Cowboys have come out and said they might give Zeke time off to rest and heal up. Like it's officially the NBA with the 17-game season. Like that's what it is at this point.
Yep. I agree, man. And you know what? That is going to be for everybody that has Pollard. the fantasy playoffs are going to be amazing because you just got yourself a top 5 to 8 back every week.
Well, and even if he doesn't, if Zeke's not going to take the next month off, I wouldn't think. But
I could see 3 weeks, 2 weeks, 2 weeks. If they aren't going to give him 2 weeks, they shouldn't even do it. Like bone bruises take at least 3 to 4 weeks to heal fully. So 2 weeks is good for the run up. And I think they could do that for him. And if they should do that for him because of his age, and they need him more in the playoffs, but they first got to make the playoffs, but they need him for that.
We're going to call that the Kyler Murray treatment, Brendan.
Yeah.
So we got Jennifer. Good morning, Jennifer. Thank you for tuning in.
Morning.
Jennifer says she only has Matt Ryan to play this week. So we're going to get to the games real quick here, Jen, but don't worry. If it's going to be a decent week for Matt Ryan, it's probably going to be this week against Jacksonville. So I wouldn't stress too much about that.
Wouldn't stress.
Of course, the GOAT, Bali, joining us as he does every single week. I think Bali's a boy. I'm not 100% sure, but I think he's a guy.
You never know with the internet.
Statistically speaking, more men than women watch fantasy football. But either way, Bali, we love you.
It's a shame. It's a shame. We need to get some ladies.
That's why we got a girl,
ladies.
Jennifer. So we got a girl, Jennifer, who we love. We love Jennifer.
Yep.
So that's it, man. It's getting like the Thanksgiving games. The Las Vegas Dallas game, that was fucking wild, right?
It was the refs just wanted to be the center stage, didn't they? Pretty insane.
My name is Brian. Brian, I'm gonna assume that Brian is a man.
Yeah, he is.
Oh my god, Bali is like the bagel with a hole. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness.
Oh my
okay,
God.
we're gonna.
All right.
This is going off the rails real quick, Bali.
Move forward
on this early
live
Saturday
shows.
Morning. Flexing on us, Jennifer. All right, so let's get into the slate this week. So it's obviously a shorter slate because we had the Thanksgiving games.
Yep.
There's 2 teams on bye this week. There's Chiefs and there's Cardinals. Thank God the Cardinals are on bye this week. You don't have that start-sit stress with Kyler Murray. How could it be questionable for 2 weeks in a row and then not start? Like, just rule him out. That's obviously it's frustrating, but it's gamesmanship, which I respect. I respect that, but obviously that means there's some real fantasy implications for players on your bench: Travis Kelce, Tyreek Hill, Mr. Patrick Mahomes. Yeah. But there's still a lot of good teams playing this week, and there's still a lot of good matchups that I like this week. But let's get going. Let's start.
Yep.
The first game I want to talk about: Atlanta at Jacksonville. It's a 46.5 over under. And Atlanta is slightly favored by a point. So, All right, we were just talking about it pre-show. We were just talking about it at the start of the show. Matt Ryan has been disappointing, let's call it, for the last 3 weeks, 3 weeks. He just hasn't looked reasonable. Yeah. But he's also had tough matchups the last couple of weeks. This week he goes up against Jacksonville. And they had the long week. They played the Thursday night game last week against the Patriots. Mm-hmm. And Russell Gage, it's looking like he's going to be the guy again. Kyle Pitts is looking like he's going to be the guy again. And did you know Cordell Patterson is the number 1 ranked running back by PFF as of today, as of this week? That's insane.
That's incredible. That's incredible. Like, you would never, honestly, nobody had that even close to that. Like, we didn't even think he was going to be an asset in any way. And this guy is coming out and being elite. And I hope he's back this week because, honestly, that's what's been wrong with him. Once he got banged up, this offense was just they couldn't do anything anymore. And Mike Davis is straight dust. And I just don't, they need Cordell in the worst way. And I hope Ridley comes back and finishes out the year. And because he should, his little hiatus here is coming up to being supposedly the amount of time they gave him. Initially, so we might be seeing him so if anybody has Ridley in their for the playoffs, and he gets activated, that's a huge addition. So
say Calvin Ridley comes back week 15, first week of fantasy playoffs. Are you comfortable starting him?
Hell yeah, I'm starting him.
Really?
Yeah, always. Yes, no doubt.
Okay.
It's not his football act. It's nothing about football with this guy. And if he's active, that means his mind is in, he's locked in, he's going to go for it. And I think whatever he needed, his break, I think hopefully he got what he needed. And if he's going to play, if you're going to go do that, if you're going to stop your season and you're going to walk away from your team for about a month and you come back, you better ball out and show that you're fully back. And that would be on my mind. If I was that player, I would try and do my best to light it up, to make sure the fans can see what you can do, and the team can see what you're doing, and that you're back. So I can totally see them doing that.
Yeah, I mean, here's the thing,
playing
right?
him.
Like I can't remember. Brandon and I have been talking for like the last 25 minutes, so it's hard to say whether we're talking about on the show or we're talking about pre-show. But we were talking about like don't overthink this shit, man. Like you start your studs, right? Calvin Ridley. We were at the start of the season. We were kind of remiss in the fact that we didn't have enough Calvin Ridley in drafts. I didn't have enough Calvin Ridley on my teams, and look, we got lucky. It kind of worked out, but he's a very good player. Spoiler alert, he's a very good player.
The dude's elite. Like he's the second best route runner in the league, like next to like Keenan Allen and maybe Diggs. But like honestly, Ridley's an elite talent, brother.
Did you see that route on a touchdown for Stephon Diggs on Thursday night?
Dude. That was awesome.
That was pretty. Like that's the definition of a pretty route. It's so good. It's so good.
That hitch step to get the slant, to bait the slant is just stupid. Like I love that. I love that stuff.
Okay, are the Bills back? We're not going to talk about the Bills because they're not on the slate right now. Are they back?
Dude, I think they're just waiting around for the. I think they're just waiting around for the playoffs. Like you know how some of these teams are that have been in the playoffs year in year out. Like they get a little bored. I mean, you see it happen every year. They get a little bored, and then once they get the weather gets colder and these games mean a lot, that's when these guys lock in and they get after it. And then look out, Matt Breida, my boy and I, Michael Dickinson, we were talking about Matt Breida before that last game, and we even said it together. We're like, dude, this guy is taking over that job, and he's an explosive talent. So I could totally see him balling on Thanksgiving. And
there were beat reporters in the offseason that were saying that the Bills just love Matt Breida, and
they do.
Lost healthy scratch on Thursday. It's look in one of my leagues, Matt Breida was never picked up. He's available.
I know.
So he's a hot waiver wire ad as you go down your
go get him if he's available.
And here's the thing, right? Like, yes, he kind of got bailed up by the touchdown, but he looked good when he was touching the ball. And the Bills, look, let's call it what it is. They're throwing offense. They're not really running offense, but you want a piece of it, right? You want Dawson, sweet, beautiful Dawson Knox. My goodness.
Dawson Knox.
2 touchdowns, just balling the hell out. Jacksonville. The Jacksonville Jaguars, speaking of balling out, Jamal Agnew is out for the season. DJ Chark, the ghost that was DJ Chark, he's been out for a long time. Is it finally Laviska Shenault's season? Brendan D. Adam 19 on Twitter.
Dude, if it doesn't happen this week, it won't happen. Like like they should just seriously just move him. If they could literally probably still get a 3rd-round pick for him, and everybody that
they could get a second for Laviska Shenault, I'm sure.
I know they paid a second, but they aren't going to get a second right now, because I would negotiate that down pretty easily if I was another GM. But if Laviska doesn't get it done this week, as long as Urban Meyer's his coach, he's an undraftable player for me moving forward. Like he just is not gonna get the deal. Like I could totally see Marvin Jones though pulling an old man, like trying to get another contract for next year and having a monster game against this atrocious Atlanta secondary.
I love Marvin Jones. I love these journeyman wide receivers that can just they keep plugging away. Like Deshaun Jackson, look, he's calling dust. You're never gonna start him in fantasy football because it's too much of a dart throw. Yeah, but man, what was it like? I think it was the first drive of the game, and he goes and he gets that touchdown. And it wasn't just like a long bomb where he beat the defender. He made a move after he got the ball, and that got him the touchdown. And,
dude, he still can run.
He's still a beast. Absolutely. I like James Robinson again this week. I mean, James Robinson last week,
talk about it.
He got the touchdown to save it, but every single week I'm going to play James Robinson. I'm not thinking twice about it. He's a guy that I like. Hilliard versus Ty Johnson. What do you think about that one?
Hilliard versus Ty Johnson.
I'm going Ty Johnson too. I mean, like
Ty Johnson.
Tevin Coleman is dust.
Tevin Coleman's trash, and honestly, he gets hurt every time he plays. And Ty Johnson is a all-around back that runs 4.2 something. He's a beast, and he can explode through that defense of Houston's like nothing. And yeah, I'm all Ty Johnson is a flex play. We're going to get to it. Is a flex play of mine this week. He's a starter. He's a start for me. Yes, 100%.
I don't trust the Tennessee backfield right now, right?
Nope.
Like especially going up against the Patriots this week. It's too tough.
Nope.
He might fall in for a touchdown, but Deonta Foreman, like he's kind of back from the grave, and I like that. Tyrod versus Heineke this week. Nick, this one is a little bit more interesting.
Easy.
I mean, it's an easy one for me. I'm still I don't know. It's so easy. Tyrod's going up against the Jets, right? They're horrible.
They're going against the Jets. Are horrible. Yeah.
But Washington's going up against Seattle. It's a Monday Night Hammer. I'm actually playing Heineke over Matt Ryan in one of my leagues as my QB2 play.
I'm going
I'm pretty
Heineke.
comfortable with it. Yeah, I'm going Heineke.
I'm going Heineke. Yep.
What? Okay, we're going to wait to the end of the show because it's a Monday night game, but we're going to talk about your Seattle Seahawks. And look, I'm a friend. If you need a shoulder to cry on, Brandon, I'm here, brother. I'm here.
Dude, Russ is gone. I think Russ is going to be gone.
Yeah.
I'm sad.
Right. We're going to be here forever if we don't start getting some more of these games. So let's move on, shall we?
Keep going.
Next game on the slate, Baltimore Ravens versus Cleveland.
Oh,
now,
here
before
we go.
the show, you were telling me this was a game that you were really looking forward to for fantasy. It's a 46.5 over-under. Baltimore's, of course, favored by 4.5 points. Baker Mayfield isn't on the injury report. Is the man who was broken everywhere finally healthy? No, right? That's
No.
kind of BS.
Yeah, it's BS.
Okay. Rest of the season. You drafting today. Are you taking Marquis Hollywood Brown, or are you taking the stud rookie phenom, Rashad Bateman? What say you, Brandon D. Adam?
Man, I'm such a dynasty player, but honestly, though, I think it's still Hollywood as of now.
That's
Like
the right answer. That is the right answer.
It's Hollywood. Next year, though, it's all Bateman. Like 2022. Like I've been trading all over the place to get Bateman, and I've acquired at least 4 shares of him this week, and I'm super excited. I did.
Really happy. I got him in one league. I got him this week. What did you have to pay for him? Curious.
I got him in big mega deals. I had him thrown in on mega deals. I sold some older veteran players for massive amounts of picks, and I'm rebuilding in a couple of those leagues. I just paid a late first for him with a just straight up pick to get him acquired. I love that guy. I think this wide receiver class is unreal. Like it's gonna be one of those classes, and I'm going Hollywood for the rest of this year. For this year, Hollywood, he's banged up right now, but this week I'm going Bateman. This week,
ooh, baby, that's a hot take.
This week I'm going Bateman. I absolutely love the fact that the Cleveland Browns are going to man up this wide receiver core, and Bateman is going to route up any of those DBs at some point. And Lamar is becoming a stud that can hit his wide receivers, man.
Field.
Yeah, get on the field, dude. Take some Tums and just
take
get
some
on
vitamin
the field.
C,
bro.
Take some echinacea, like
zinc.
Let's
get zinc, like get some zinc in you.
Some vitamin D, some vitamin B, like Lamar.
Dude,
come on, dude.
It's bad, dude. It's so bad that every year it's like two games that he has issues with health wise because he's sick. But
Mike and I were talking about it last week. We think he's got IBS.
Yeah, he might.
Not a lot
dude,
matter, but
dude, it's a like think about it, man. Like the pressure these guys are under, like
no pun intended.
that affects your body in so many ways, dude.
Yeah.
Like honestly, it really does. And I would not be surprised by that. But Bateman, he's been getting 6 to 8 targets every single game, and he hasn't gotten his touchdown. He's getting his first touchdown of the year in this smash game. I love this game for the slate. I think this is going to be a high-flying game. I think Chubb is going to run hard this week. I think he is going to be a superstar this week, but I think it's going to be Bateman for the passing game and Andrews. That's who with Brown banged up and limited all week in practice.
Yeah.
So I like it. I like Bateman a lot.
I love Bateman this week. The thing about Marquis Brown, he's looked different this season. Like it looks like he's kind of starting to take that next step to be an elite wide receiver. Will he be like a top 12 wide receiver in the league for the rest of his career? I doubt it, right? But
no,
he's certainly a good wide receiver too.
Yes, solid wide receiver. He's exactly what you want as a wide receiver too.
Absolutely. But the thing about these young, like these smaller, twitchier wide receivers, the second they get some sort of injury, it takes away. Whereas
they're like a Ferrari, dude.
Look,
they're Ferraris.
We don't like to get stuck in small sample traps, okay, Brandon? But one thing that we like, and one of the things we liked about his game tape was Rashad Bateman can go up there and win those contested catches. So Bateman's contested catch rate on the season is 66.7%. Now, granted, that's only 3 targets. So he's 2 out of 3. But damn it, I like those
I don't give a shit. I know what he looked like in college. That's just telling me exactly what he was in college. He's producing the same kind of stuff in the NFL. It's just he had that groin injury and then he kind of pulled it again a little bit a couple weeks ago. I just think he had that rookie injury plagued season, and I think he's going to finish really hot on the regular season and into the playoffs. He's going to flourish. Calling it right now.
So
playoffs.
Marquis Brown is still first in the league with 21 deep targets.
Yep.
He is 11th in the league with, let's call it 1,000 total air yards, but he is 4th with 555 unrealized air yards, right? That just means he's going deep a lot. That's a good thing because it's going to open up the field for Rashad Bateman. Next year, look, J.K. Dobbins, he had, an ACL and MCL, so there's still some question marks if he's going to be ready for the start of the season. Yeah, but when they get JK back, who he's just as good as the Cam Makers. He's not, from a running perspective, he's better than DeAndre Swift. Maybe not the same in the passing game, but that was a special running back class.
Yes.
Lamar Jackson, when he's on the field, let's call it, he's one of the top running real life QBs and fantasy QBs. That Baltimore team next year, obviously
unbelievable.
If everybody stays healthy, is going to be fantastic.
Hey, everybody smash MVP Lamar next year in the summer.
There you go.
Smash that. Go ahead.
Bally or Brian is asking us: Marvin Jones, Kenny Galladay, Darius or Slayton. Oh, I was going to say Darius Slayton, but I would almost play Darius Slayton over Slayton. Tim Patrick, Westbrook Ikine. I'm going probably Marvin Jones here.
Okay, dude, Tim Patrick. This game kind of lines up for him.
Really? Here's the thing. Cortland Sutton just got paid.
I understand, and so did he. But he just did, and he
got paid. Okay, fair enough.
Per PFF, he's top 4 against man and getting himself wide open.
The third DBs in the friggin'
I understand that. I understand that. But that's the beauty of this guy, and he is gonna get that. I think that game is gonna have more points in it than people think. I absolutely love Tim Patrick. I don't like Sutton or Judy in that game. I like Fant and I like Javonte Williams in that game.
Very interesting.
Those are the 3 Broncos.
Look, so for
this, I'm going Galladay because he's the number 1 guy for that team. He is.
No, he's not. Galladay's number 1.
Right now,
fake number 1.
Right now,
number 1.
Wait until Kadarius comes back, and then that's different. But
okay, so
I don't know. Marvin Jones has a matchup too. I don't know. That's a bunch of heap and bullshit right there.
Yeah, this is heap trash.
Sorry, man.
Look, I'm gonna recommend Marvin Jones. We don't hate Tim Patrick. Kenny Galladay is your choice. Westbrook Ikine, look, he's the number 1 wide receiver in Tennessee as well, right? Like, it's the same logic of Kenny Galladay or Westbrook Ikine. Who's better? What quarterback do you trust more? Do you trust Tanny or do you trust Daniel Jones? Like, that's the question. And it's tough. That's tough.
I don't even want to talk about it.
Okay, I'm sorry, Bally. This is just a heap trash. We wish you good luck. We're kind of all over the place. That means roll the damn dice.
I'm still going Marvin honestly Jones, I can see Marvin Jones doing a great job this week.
Yeah, I'm still going Marvin Jones.
Yeah.
Jennifer, you're starting Jefferson, Lockett, McCaffrey, and Miles Sanders, of course. Who would be flex? Claypool or Jamison Crowder?
Claypool.
You got to go for the upside. So Jen also says she's got Javonte Williams on the bench. Here's the thing about Javonte Williams, right?
Go ahead, but I'm
gonna look. The thing about Javonte Williams, it's still a 50-50 backfield. You're banking on a touchdown. I love Javonte. Look, I love him. He's fantastic. But are you going to start him over starting wide receivers?
I think this is Javonte week.
Yeah.
So the week before, his snap share went up to 57%.
Yeah.
And after his eruption against Dallas,
Yeah.
they are just coming off a bye. This is where they can start. Have you seen their schedule for finishing out the year?
Best. Yeah, they've got one of the best.
My God, Javonte Williams is a winner. He's gonna be running all this whole winter time. It's gonna be insane.
Here's the thing.
I like Javonte Williams this week. I'm saying Javonte Williams.
We're split. We're split again.
Javonte.
Again. All right.
I'm going Javonte.
I don't hate it because look, it's a couple AFC North teams battling out. Cincy, Pittsburgh. We're gonna get to it pretty much right away here, but it could be a slugfest. It could be high scoring. So I don't hate it.
It's gonna be high scoring.
I'll go Javonte.
Yeah.
Kareem Hunter or Elijah Mitchell. Elijah Mitchell's still questionable, but it looks like he's gonna go, right?
Is Hunt full on going?
Hunt's going, man. He was activated from IR, and they expect him to play this week. It's going to be the Hunt show. It's going to be the Chubb show. That's it.
Oh man, that's great. I'm going to wait and see on Hunt. I would rather go Mitchell. I think even with the finger, like, dude, you can catch a football with a fucked up finger. Like, it's really just tape that shit up and just play. Like, these guys are warriors. Like, I'm not worried about some little finger for him. Dude, I like Mitchell a lot. But let me hold on a second. Let me look at
so Mitchell's going up against Minnesota. It's number 8 matchup on the week. It's 48.5 over under. And San Francisco's finally starting to look good. Cleveland, on the other hand, seems to be kind of going the opposite direction. Jarvis Landry is like shell of his old self for what he ever was.
Hunt's back though now. So dude, I'm telling you. That's going to help so much.
I'm leaning Hunt just because they're not going to activate him unless it's healthy. I'm leaning Hunt here. It's tough.
To me, I'm going with the matchup. I'm going Mitchell with the matchup. Cleveland's going against it's Baltimore's 28th best against the running back position in fantasy. Like that's
but Kareem Hunt's gonna get passing and
all the passing. He's getting all the
PPR.
passing.
It's a full PPR. There's nobody else on the team. So
I like Mitchell.
Anthony Schwartz is out. We're split again, man. It's because these are close. These are good. These are both good options. I like them both. Yeah. See if you can get them both in your lineup, Paulie. Let's move on. We are going to be here forever.
Yeah, we're going slow, dude.
Carolina at Miami. This is going to be interesting. It's only a 42.5 over under. Carolina is favored.
Yep.
Cam kind of brought new life to this team.
It did. He kind of breathed some life into the wide receivers, didn't he? I'm excited for that. Maybe Robbie Anderson can do something now. Who knows? Maybe he can get some long bombs off that run game with Cam and CMC. But DJ Moore is going to absolutely do fine. It's really the only question mark to me for the Carolina Panthers is Robbie Anderson. What's going to happen there? So we'll see what happens there. But DJ Moore is going to smash. CMC is going to smash.
Yeah, CMC's back, right? Last 3 weeks, he's had 13 points, 26 points, 24 points. He had 4, 10, and 7 receptions in those games. The problem is he's not getting the TDs. He only has 1 TD in the last 3 weeks.
He'll get some. Yeah.
He'll get some. I'm not too worried about that, obviously.
Positive.
Absolutely. On the Miami side, you're sitting Myles Gaskin. I mean, you had your last week against
Waddle.
It's Waddle. It's Gesicki. That's pretty much it. Let's move on.
That's it.
Shall we? Okay. Cincinnati at Pittsburgh. Again, since he's 4.5-point favorite, 45.5 over under.
Ooh.
This one's kind of interesting. Can we just take a second here?
Mm-hmm.
Last year, when Justin Jefferson comes out, he lights the NFL world on fire, and everybody's saying when Jamar Chase came in, look, let's just set our
pump
expectations
the brakes
where they are. Pump the brakes. Okay.
Yeah.
Justin Jefferson was a phenom. So what's kind of interesting is that through 11 weeks, you know who the wide receiver, where is it here? So the wide receiver 6 on the season is Justin Jefferson. You know who the wide receiver 7 is? Jamar Chase.
Jamar Chase, yeah.
If we compare the two players through the first 11 weeks, where they both had a bye, same thing last week. So Jamar Chase this year through 11 weeks versus Justin Jefferson last year in his rookie season, both rookies. Justin Jefferson had 45 total receptions. Jamar Chase has 47 total receptions.
Fuck.
Justin Jefferson has 848 total yards. Jamar Chase, 867 total yards. Justin Jefferson had 4 touchdowns. Jamar Chase has 8 touchdowns.
Oh my God. Right
Holy
there,
shit.
dude. Holy
So
shit,
it's obviously the
man.
touchdowns. But let me just say,
It's amazing.
we set our expectations. We tempered our expectations for Jamar Chase. Look, he's a rookie.
Yeah, I did. I was like, I'm not going to put all that on
players. Jamar Chase is who we thought he was.
Yeah,
Justin Jefferson is who we think he is, and who we know he is. Looking at the last part of the season for Justin Jefferson last year, that's when he absolutely erupted.
Yep.
And Jamar Chase could have an eruption season as well. I mean, frankly,
he's already has, but
season could end now. We're going to say Justin Jefferson's the GOAT. Who's the rookie offensive MVP so far for you? Is it Jamar Chase?
It's Chase.
It's got to be Chase, right?
Yeah, 100%.
There's been some discussion with Mac Jones, but it's not Mac Jones, right?
Not a chance. It's Chase.
Yeah, it's Chase. That's the right answer. That's the right answer.
Yeah. Chase is doing something historic. That's incredible.
Historic, but I mean, we just saw from other than because touchdowns are variance, right? But compared to Justin Jefferson, that was historic last year. What do you have, 1,400 odd total yards last year? That was disgusting.
Yeah,
I love it.
This Chase is unbelievable. I like him. If whoever took him, congrats. You stole him.
Yeah, I have a decent share of them in my best ball leagues. So as an aside, I don't look at my best ball leagues, right? I once I start, I don't look at them because it's just stressful.
Not until the end of the year.
But I was looking at I had to just take a little peek last.
Oh God!
Just to see how I'm doing. I'm doing pretty damn good in both of my. I only entered the puppy in 2 leagues. I'm first and second. Of course, it helps that I've got both Swift and Jonathan Taylor in both those leagues.
Dude, I hammered the hell out of Jonathan Taylor in my best ball, so I should be good. I should be pretty good. But the problem is I faded tight end a lot.
Yeah.
Oh, half PPR, Higgins or Elijah Moore. It's Elijah Moore.
Yeah, Elijah Moore ball. Look, he's just balling
right now.
We'll talk about it when we get to the Jets game. Where's this a little bit? Zach Wilson is starting this week. We'll get to.
We'll just talk about it now.
Let's just talk about it now. Okay.
Yeah. Let's just talk about it now.
So the New York Jets, Zach Wilson's back. They're going up against Houston this week. Houston, as we know, they're putrid. They are what they are.
Yep.
But so since Zach Wilson was knocked out in Week 7 against the Pats, Elijah Moore's had double digits in every single game. That's 5 weeks in a row, including 2 weeks where he's had over 25 points. This is full PPR, not half PPR. He's had 4 touchdowns in the last 3 games. Michael Carter's out. We were talking about it before. Ty Johnson is Tevin Coleman.
Ty Johnson
is good, right? But
he's good, dude. I mean, he's good.
Yeah,
dude, bro. He runs a 4.3, pretty almost a 4.2. And that's legit. That's speed. He's just small, dude. It's all it is.
He's fine.
Okay, whatever you say.
He's look. Are you taking Ty Johnson? If I told you today, Ty Johnson is going to be the RB1 on the Jets for the rest of the season, are you taking him in anywhere later than earlier than the 6th round next year, 5th or 6th round?
No.
No, exactly. So he's a great, yes, for what he is, he's great. Is he replaceable?
Sure.
He's got the speed aspect, but I think he's replaceable. But I'm like an Elijah Moore. The only risk here, the unknown factor is we got Zach Wilson in the game.
Oh, yeah.
If it ain't broke, don't fix it, right?
Yep. Just feed the targets to the guy, man. That's all he needs to do is just give it to your playmaker. And also Corey Davis has popped up injured halfway through this week at practice. So
I didn't see that.
Yeah, he popped up. And so Elijah Moore should be fine. And if he does, if he bombs, it's 100% on Zach Wilson.
Yeah.
It is not Elijah Moore at all. That's the only thing that makes me hesitate is that Wilson hasn't proved shit to me yet. And honestly, and then Michael Carter's not even in the game to help in that aspect, pulling coverage down to stop the run. So I kind of just want Elijah Moore to do it with Zach Wilson, but I'm hoping we'll see. But Crowder should be okay. Crowder's that veteran player. He should be okay. And Elijah Moore better score 15 points. Better.
Oh, he will. Just Claypool or Crowder better in full PPR?
I think Claypool.
Yeah.
Give me Claypool.
Claypool's looking good. He's looking healthy. I'm going Claypool just for the upside.
That's another screaming buy in Dynasty, guys. Go buy him.
Yeah.
Imagine what's going to happen when a freaking quarterback can throw deep. Like this guy he's going to explode. Like it's all because of Big Ben. This is Big Ben.
Are you playing the matchup with Evan Ingram, or are you going Ty Conklin, who's been Mr. Reliable the last couple of weeks?
So I just, with those two, I go Evan Ingram because there's no Tony, there's no Shepard. So I think he's going to need something. And also Freddie Kitchens is taking over play calling.
Yeah, Jason Garrett was fired.
Jason Garrett is fired. Kitchens leans on the tight end. So I can see that happening. I was just talking to Mike D about this a couple days ago, and he was asking me Dan Arnold or Evan Ingram. I like Dan Arnold a lot. I think he's a great player. I think they actually have a game plan for him each and every week, except last week was last week. That's his first terrible game of the year. So I said Dan Arnold. He's screaming Evan Ingram, so I'm picking Evan Ingram from here because of Michael Dickinson.
Yeah, I mean, here's the thing, right? Like you said, I mean, Kadarius Toney, Sterling Shepard are both. Well,
they're out.
Tony's doubtful. They're both going to be out.
I think Barkley's going to have a good game.
Who's that?
Barkley. I think Barkley is going to have a good game.
Yeah, I think it's a Saquon game. It's a Saquon game for sure. Mm-hmm. Ty Conklin, you're banking on a touchdown, which is risky. It's literally the number one matchup for tight ends this week on it.
Yep.
Evan Ingram. I have him in a lot of dynasty.
Dude, he's so talented.
He's so talented, but there's just been something wrong with him. I don't know. He just doesn't have chemistry. But this is going to be if there's ever a week, this is going to be the week. It's full PPR.
Yep.
Go Evan Ingram, Jennifer.
Yep.
Let's just go in.
I'm right there with
the league, so we'll be crying together or we'll be celebrating together. Let's just talk about that game. The Giants. We just talked about Philadelphia. On the Philadelphia side, they're starting
Miles Sanders
to flip the switch here.
Yep.
Like Philly kind of looks good.
Yep.
And don't look
now.
There is a hope and a prayer that Philly could, in theory, win the NFC South. Look, I still think Dallas is
NFC East.
Excuse me, NFC East. My bad.
Yeah, it's all good.
Don't look now. Jalen Hurts is a QB1 on the season.
Yeah,
we need some coronation music, baby. We need some.
Yeah, I wish you had a little graphic that had like Jalen Hurts on like a rocket ship going across the screen. Like that
would be so good.
That would be so good for you, and you should have that.
Yes.
You should get on that. And I think, dude, honestly, Jalen Hurts has been. It's a long season. People are crazy. Like they act like, they're such prisoners of the moment. And Philly had a couple bad games, and that was it. But Dallas has been. I think something's wrong with Dak. I think Dak is hurt. Something's going on. Like. I don't think he's not playing as well as he should be the last 2 to 3 weeks. And, without missing Lamb, that's a huge deal. Like, that's a big deal. But I thought they had enough to win that game this week, and they didn't get it done. And I think a lot of pressure is starting to mount on those Dallas Cowboys.
Yeah, this is the Eagles' schedule to finish out the season. Okay,
let's hear it.
They play the Giants this week. They play the Jets next week. Then they go against Washington. The Giants again. Then they play Washington again. And then what's the game to finish out the season? Very likely, very possibly, the deciding game for that NFC East, Cowboys versus Eagles.
Oh, man.
That's going to be a stellar game. It's going to be weird, though, man. January 9th. That's late.
But dude, late. You know what the first thing I thought when you were going through that matchup, all the matchups? Devontae. Devontae Smith is going to explode down the stretch. Yeah. Like he is going to be a star down the stretch. So just keep him in your lineups throughout your playoffs. That guy, just keep him in there. He's going to be great.
When I was breaking down this game, I was looking at the advanced stats, and nothing honestly really jumped off the field for me, or jumped off the page, excuse me, for Devonta Smith. But he's just hashtag good, right? I mean,
he's just a pro.
It's consolidated target share. It's him. It's Dallas Goedert. It's Jordan Howard and Miles Sanders. So I mean, from the backfield perspective,
Miles Sanders should smash this week. Miles Sanders should do well this week. Like if he doesn't do well this week, I have lost all faith in that guy. Like honestly, I'm so anti Miles Sanders. So if he has to do well this week.
He does.
No
He has
excuse.
to do
No
well.
excuse.
There's no excuses. There's no
No
excuses.
excuse.
You know who also should do well this week because he just got paid? Cortland Sutton. We got Denver Broncos going up against the Chargers. I think this is going to be a fun game.
Good game.
Like you said, Tim Patrick got paid. We like Javonte. We like Melvin Gordon. Yeah, man. The Chargers.
All we need is
again.
a small little opening for Javonte, some way for a game. And once they see a full game of him with a full workload, they're gonna go, "Holy shit, we got Alvin Kamara! Like, what are we doing?
Yeah.
Like this guy is literally Alvin and has the balance of Nick Chubb when he's running the rock. Like he like I don't understand why they haven't leaned on him. I think it's because they know that the team's not that great and they kind of just don't want to beat him up because he's a sports car, man, and they want him later on for possibly Aaron Rodgers or Deshaun Watson next year. I don't know. Maybe even Russell Wilson. I don't even know.
It's a good problem to have, right? For real life football, for Denver Broncos fans, it's a good problem to have.
Yeah.
To have Melvin Gordon, who is a very good running back. Look,
for real NFL, you're right.
Yeah.
It's great. It's great.
It makes us cry. It makes us cry.
It just makes us cry as fantasy because we see the potential.
Let me ask you, Brandon, like jokes aside, I'm saying it should be a Cortland Sutton game because he got paid. Can we actually trust Cortland Sutton? I don't know, man. Like I'm playing him in a dynasty league because I have to. There's just too many damn injuries.
Yeah.
I'm not confident about it.
It's not a good matchup for him. Like for him and Judy. Like the secondary for the Chargers is no joke. Yeah. Honestly, the matchups for the good matchups, it should be a Fant week. Fant should have a great week. But and the run game. It's Fant and the run game. So like if they actually go matchup and try and hit the matchups that they are dominant in per the numbers, they should be running the football like crazy and throwing it to Fant. But that's why I like Tim Patrick because he is on the third DB and he can route up anybody as a third DB.
It's going to be a fun game. I mean, it's going to be a fun game. Good. Can we move on? Another fun game.
Yep.
Ryan, he's going to Green Bay. We've got the Green Bay Packers versus the LA Rams. The Rams coming off a bye. It's a 48 over/under. It's one of the higher games on the slate. Green Bay slightly favored, 1.5 points. That's basically a coin flip. And another fun game, I think. But here's the thing. Are the Rams going to get things right? Even though Green Bay is legit once again.
They have to get it right. Like they have to. I think if they lose this game, Stafford is going to start going, what is wrong? And he's been on nothing but a losing culture before. And so like I can see the mental start slipping if he's like, what is happening here? We haven't played a good game in about a month. And like they came out to a hot start. And I hope they don't force Odell. I think they need to start doing what they were doing before and just force feed Kupp until they get back into rhythm. That's what they have to do. As for the Green Bay Packers, I still absolutely love A.J. Dillon for a flex play this week. With Aaron Jones coming off of his injury, I don't see him getting the full workload or anywhere near it. I think A.J. Dillon could be the guy that they use quite a bit, and they don't have a tight end of any consequence really. So that's where the real matchup is against the Rams. Like the tight end position is where you're supposed to exploit them. So it's going to be run game, run and do screen games against that pass rush and run directly into that pass rush. And I think that's how they can win that game. And Devontae Adams is going to route up Jalen Ramsey plenty, and he's going to be fine. And like I wouldn't be surprised because they're going to try and play him single up with Adams, dude. Adams could have a monster game. Like if they leave
Jalen Ramsey last year, where they got that beautiful touchdown. I think it was a playoff game. Can't remember. My mind's all fuzzy now. But I mean, Devontae Adams, he knows how to work Jalen Ramsey. I'm not worried about that at all.
Does.
Of course, Jalen Ramsey was PFF's number 1 rated cornerback on the season so far. So obviously he's good. Again. Yep. Spoiler alert, but when in doubt, Devontae Adams.
DFS people are going to fade Adams this week because of that matchup.
Yeah.
I would go in on that in a heartbeat. Like that makes a lot of sense. That's a good stack. Raj, Aaron, or with Adams,
Aaron
and then
Rodgers,
having Cup run back in the same lineup.
Ooh, that's a sexy one. I like that. You know what's
Yeah.
another sexy matchup? Indianapolis versus Tampa Bay. 51.5 over under, the highest game on the slate. Tampa, of
go.
course, favored by 2.5 points.
Mhm.
Can JT break the slate again against Tampa Bay?
Dude, JT can do whatever the fuck he wants, man. He's that guy. Like
That's the right answer, baby.
Like they finally realized that JT is their best player on the team, and they are finally given this. Maybe they were just waiting because they didn't want to give him this full workload all throughout the whole year. Maybe they were waiting until mid-season to really turn it up and give it to him. And that's what's happening. It's a middling matchup for it's actually a bad matchup. 25, 20, 20. Yeah. Bad matchup. It doesn't matter. I'm playing JT and I love it. And he's going on a bye next week. So they're going to lean heavy on JT because he's going to have a week off next week. And I love Michael Pittman this week too. Michael Pittman is going to absolutely dominate his matchup. And Carson Wentz, look out, man. Carson Wentz, when JT is running, Carson Wentz has a lot more room to operate against this secondary because they're all so worried about JT. It's JT and Pittman for me. And then on Tampa Bay, I'm going Mike Evans. Mike Evans and Leonard Fournette should have a great game. Leonard Fournette has a middling matchup, but volume will overcome. And Evans is the forgotten. Like everybody loves Godwin so much, but Mike Evans just does work and scores touchdowns. And is Gronk is going to be back, correct?
It looks like Gronk's back. Yeah. So that worries me a little bit for Mike Evans upside.
That does. Yep. Yeah, you're right. And they have a great matchup against the tight end for the tight end position with Tampa Bay. It's a top 4 matchup for Gronk. So, do they lean heavy into Gronk after being hurt for so long? I don't know. But I don't know. I think they're going to throw the ball a lot because they're going to have to catch up because JT is going to be controlling that clock.
Yeah. So I don't know. Did you watch any of that Chicago game at all? I know you had family and all that stuff, but
no, I didn't watch that game. I kind of had to be host.
Jimmy Graham kind of broke my heart when he caught that beautiful seam pass for the touchdown, and that had Gronk written all over it. Like that was the Gronk special. I can see a lot more of that.
Sure.
Look, you're playing your skill players here. That kind of is what it is.
I love Lenny though. I love Lenny because he's going to be getting tons of pass work. I kind of like that a lot. But you're right though, with Gronk coming back, that does cap the upside of Evans or Godwin. This could
just straight up be a Brady week, man. This could just be a massive Brady.
Brady could literally throw 4 tuds this week.
And
just crush.
If you are one of these people who has multiple lineups in DFS, you probably want to have a stack in this game as well. Yeah,
and throw Gronk in one of those stacks and run Gronk in every one of those because I think Gronk. You know how Tommy is. He loves to hook up Gronk in a big way. So he's a big fan of hooking up his boys.
I love it. Speaking of hooking up the boys, Minnesota at San Francisco.
Yes.
2 boys get hooked up. Adam Thielen, Justin Jefferson. Hell, actually, I love all the wide receivers in this matchup. On the San Francisco side, I'm officially confident.
Ayuk.
Brandon Ayuk. Once again, look.
He's my flex play of the week. Like, he is my flex play of the week.
Hold on a second. Brandon, 1 second. Brandon Ayuk is officially, we're stamping it. He's our flex play of the week. I love Brandon Ayuk.
Yeah,
it's finally happening. Jimmy Garoppolo looks like he's a competent quarterback again, which I love. Honestly, he's always kind of competent when he's healthy, right? When he's hurt, he's not. But
he's not.
This is going to be a game in the air, I think, and that worries me a little bit for Elijah Mitchell because of the broken finger. It could be a split backfield. It's going to be a Debo game, absolutely.
Yep.
So,
Kittle has a top tier matchup. I love Kittle this week. Kittle is going to blow up the slate, in my opinion. And make sure you have some Kittle in your DFS because Kittle he's a wrecker. Like he's a slate wrecker, and you gotta have some exposure to him.
Yes. I think
Ayuk is going to have 20 points.
Ayuk's gonna have a big game, man. I'm
Yep.
loving it for Ayuk.
Yeah.
I'm just going down my list here because again, it's all alphabetical.
Go
One
for
thing
it.
I missed about the pick game because we were going all back and forth. Start Pat Fryermuth this week.
Oh,
He's another guy that I've gotten a lot of my DFS lineups. Cincinnati's allowed 3 touchdowns to the tight ends in the last month. He's gonna score. They love him. All right.
I feel bad for it sucks because the Bengals, like the whole defense is coming back for the Steelers this week. So like it sucks that they aren't going to be getting, TJ Watt out or Mika Fitzpatrick out or anything. It's going to be a full that game is going to be a monster game. There's going to be some monster hits in that game. Like it's going to be fun to watch.
I'm starting to agree with you there. I always get scared with these AFC North games, but I'm starting to lean towards.
I like that game a lot.
Here's an interesting game on the slate. New England, who they're slowly becoming one of the favorites.
Dude, Mac Jones, baby. Like Mac Jones, Mac Daddy, dude. Like that guy is so good.
Mac Daddy is fantastic. Going up against the brittle Tennessee Titans. Of course, King Henry is out for the game. AJ Brown has been officially ruled out. Julio Jones is ruled out. They have a slogfest of running backs in the backfield.
It's going to be ugly.
Nick Westbrook-Ikine is the wide receiver 1 on that team. Look, I'm taking the under. Right? The way you beat Tennessee is through the air.
Great call. Yeah. Take the under.
The Patriots are still going to run the ball because that's what the Patriots do. I'm taking the under in this game.
Do you think Jacoby Myers is going to score with the best wide receiver matchup of the week?
Here's the thing with Jacoby Myers. I'm never going to bank on Jacoby Myers scoring a touchdown because that's just not what he does. Nope. But I could see Jacoby Myers getting like 10 receptions for 120 yards.
I can see that.
Because Tennessee is one of the worst teams against the slot. And Jacoby plays predominantly in the slot. I think like closer to 63, 64% in the slot. He's going to feed. In your PPR leagues, you're starting Jacoby Myers this week. I wouldn't overthink that one. So Patriots are 6.5 point favorites. If they get up, they're going to run the damn ball.
That means Ramondre and is Harris is playing, correct?
Harris is going to play. Ramondre is going to play. Brandon Bolden's going to be there. It's a hodgepodge.
It's going to be so ugly. But yeah, you're right. The under that's a sharp call. The under.
Yeah, I'm going for the under in that game for sure.
Yeah.
So I mean that's kind of it for that. Let's talk about the Monday night game. This is one that has a lot of intrigue for me. Seattle Seahawks are going up against Washington. It's a 46-point game over under. Seattle is slightly favored by a point. We talked about it at the start of the show. We like Taylor Heineke. Terry McLaurin is just doing what Terry McLaurin does.
Terry is a beast. I love him.
Seattle offense looks horrible right now. It looks horrible right now.
It looks uninspired. It looks like as soon as Chris Carson got out of the starting lineup, our whole offense, the rhythm is gone. Like like without that run, without the play action pass, and with the limited amount of I love DK, I love him a lot, but he has a limited route tree, and everybody is seeing it. It's all deep stuff and maybe a slant here and there.
That's the problem, though, isn't it? Isn't that the problem? You can't just make him go deep every single time. Give the man a slant route. Give him the ball. Like, let him make a few plays. He's still quick as balls, right? Like
they should be throwing bubble screens to him. They should be trying to scheme up ways to get him open. And honestly, I want Pete Carroll fired. I want him gone. I want Russell Wilson to pick the next coach. Like, I want him to be involved, like full on LeBron process, and be like to be able to keep him. I think that's what they're going to have to do is be like, all right, Russ, who do you want to work with? Like, who do you want to work with? Yeah.
Can I remind you that DK Metcalf had a 4.33 40-yard dash?
Yeah.
Not at the pro day, not like this baked up pro day. This was at the NFL Combine, ladies and gentlemen.
Superstar. Like he's he's a stud.
Get it in his hand.
Feed him. If he doesn't get 10 targets a game, what the fuck are you doing? Like,
I mean, last week
honestly,
8, which is respectable.
He needs 10.
31. Yeah, he needs.
I
10.
want double flipping digits. Like, he is your best player on offense. What are you doing? And and honestly, though, I think Russ came back too early. I think Russ forced it, and I think because I think
he's respectable. Gino looked respectable, man.
Gino looked fine, and he was targeting DK plenty. And I think Russ honestly took it a little too far and came back too early. and it's sad. It sucks, dude. I'm so upset about this season. We're gonna have like I said when he got hurt, we're gonna have a top 10 pick this year. And I swear to God, if they trade that away, I will. They what they need to do is trade back out of the top 10 and get more picks.
Here's the thing about Seattle against Washington. Okay, Brandon, maybe all is not lost. Okay, it is the number one.
Oh, I know,
for quarterbacks, and the number two.
I know
for wide receivers.
I know.
If it doesn't happen this week,
it
ain't going to happen this season. It's. I mean, like their playoff hopes are.
And it's Monday night, dude. And you know how Russ plays in prime time. The guy explodes. Like he absolutely loves playing under the lights and national television, and he's all about his legacy. He's very conceited in that way, humbly conceited, I call it, where he just, he's that kind of guy. And I think he always thinks about how his image and all that shit. But honestly, though, if they don't win this game, I think it's a full blown nosedive. And yeah, I think it's going to be a harsh offseason, and we might be full-blown rebuilding next year.
Brendan, I hope when we are talking in 1 week from today that you are going to be saying, we never worried about it. Why do we ever worry about Russell Wilson? Russell Wilson is who we thought he was. DK Metcalf's going to come with 6 receptions, 125 yards, and 2 touchdowns.
I hope so,
Tyler Lockett's going to have 4 for 120 again. I hope so.
I hope so. Like I told you, man, when Chris Carson came out, this offense has been different. Like it's been a big difference.
Rashad Penny, on the running back side, Rashad Penny's looking hurt again, always. DJ Dallas, it could be a decent week. DJ Dallas is showing glimpses. He only had 5 touches last week, though, but he got the touchdown, and that's all you can kind of hope for. Yeah. When you try to be a run-first offense, but you don't have any legitimate running backs, what the hell are you doing? Let Russ cook. Yeah. Let Chef Russ cook.
Just freaking throw him in the shotgun and just let him read the defense and throw it. Like that's all he needs to do. And but honestly, hey, this could be a Gibson week. Think about
Antonio Gibson. So last week he had what was like 97 yards, but he didn't get the touchdown. He's kind of touchdown or bust. Unfortunately, not bust, but you don't feel
it's dependent.
You don't feel the warm and fuzzies unless he's scoring those touchdowns. This could be a week where he scores a touchdown. It's the number 5 matchup.
I think he does.
That's how you win.
I think he does. I think he scores this week, and I think he gets 80 yards. And I could totally see that. And I actually didn't want to bring it up because I didn't want to jinx him. But his matchup is great, and Gibson is my guy, so I'm going to plant my flag this week. And I think Gibson is going to be a back-end RB1 of the week.
We got Antonio Gibson. We got Brandon Ayuk. Those are 2 players I love building around. It's going to be a fun week, man. Devonta Smith, Jalen Hurts is going to keep going. Ladies and gentlemen, good luck this week.
Let's go.
It is
good luck.
Time. Let's win out.
Yep.
Brandon, where do the good people find you to interact and engage?
Brandon D. Adam 19 on Twitter, guys. Hit me up. We've been answering as much as we can in the DMs, and we appreciate you guys wanting, asking questions and going back and forth with us. It's a good time. We enjoy it. If you like what you've listened to today, if you like what you watched, please like and subscribe. I would say tell your friends about it, but if you're like me, I don't like to tell my friends about the fantasy football shows that I listen to, but maybe tell your friends about it. I know. I keep things secret.
Yeah, exactly. But thank you for those of you who have been listening and watching to the end. We really appreciate it. We're going to be here all season. We're going to help you get to the playoffs. We're going to help you smash into playoffs with those tough start, sit questions.
Yes.
We're here to help you flex on your leagues. And so
hey guys, if you guys, this is some trade week deadlines. Like this is it. Like if you guys are debating any trades, just hit us up. We'll let you know what we think.
Absolutely.
Like you guys need to understand that. And if you're a dynasty player and you
get Rashad Bateman.
Like if you're not in it, guys, go get yourself a Pollard. Go get yourself a Bateman. Go get yourself these players in 2022 are going to explode. Like this is the time to buy it cheap. Like in the summertime when we start talking about our guys, that's when fantasy Twitter starts ramping up with the rookie draft and we start talking about trade targets in the summer. You won't
Yeah.
get the same deals. Get them now.
Get them now. Get to
Yep.
those Black Friday deals now in your
Yep.
Dynasty Leagues.
Yep.
Brandon, fantastic job. Glad you're back. Just a little
Yep.
shout out to Mike from last week for filling in.
Yeah, thank you for
He did a
stepping in,
fantastic
Mike.
job. We appreciate you.
Yeah.
And yeah, thank you to our loyal followers and listeners. So for Brandon, I'm Flex Shane, and we are the Flex Network.
This is the Flex Network. This is the Flex Network. Flex on them. Flex on everybody.